Simple Man with Ethan Crelinsten, Nicky Rod, and Damien Anderson. Oh, stay a while if you know about the jiu-jitsu. If you don't, you can come too. This is BT.
What's going on, guys? Back at it with another Simple Man episode. I'm Damien.
Nicky Rod.
Kieran Kichuk.
Yes. Great guest. Having him back on for the second time.
Ethan is in Boston filming Instructionals, which is, all right, it's respectable. At least he's not home with a broken toe and didn't come.
So, funny thing with Ethan, he is in Boston right now filming the instructional. Valid excuse. We were supposed to film earlier in the week, but the day before he had dropped a 35-pound plate on his big toe and can't podcast apparently.
And then we were gonna film me and you, and then J-Rod like broke down and had to go, or it blew up a tire or something like that. I'm trying to convince J-Rod to buy a new Tacoma, right?
I thought you were talking about a Raptor today.
He was talking about, I might as well just get a Raptor if he's going to get a new Tacoma. But I'm like, it's substantially, it's like double the amount of payments, right? Like, you could probably get...
The Raptors are fucking expensive.
Yeah, with his trade-in of his current car, you could probably get 10 to 12K. And then, maybe his payments are like $300 to $500 a month for a brand new Tacoma.
Tacomas are what, 40 grand though? No, they're pretty expensive.
I think a decent one's 40, but like baseline is probably 35-ish, something like that.
35-ish, so he'll get fucking 23. He has to finance 23.
Yeah.
Or he'll put an extra down too.
Probably put another 5K or something.
Okay.
But to get like $300 to $500 a month payment, it's not bad for a brand new car. But he's like... He doesn't want any payments. He thinks he can't afford it. I'm like, bro, he probably makes 10K a month, like pretty consistently.
He'll make six figures this year for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Don't tell the tax man.
Oh, with him.
I think he'll probably have to do taxes this year, yeah. I claimed him last year, so he was good, but...
Say that on the podcast.
Well, it is good because it's only this year, really.
Did it turn it off?
Whoops. Oh, whatever. So Kieran's
full-time
quiet.
BT now.
Yes, sir.
We're digging it.
Here.
We love having you, my guy.
I love being here. It's so much fun.
I was looking at you, non-homoerotic today, but I could see your six-pack through your rash guard.
We were talking about that.
Awesome.
J-Rod and I were talking about it, bro. Yeah. Like, that's so unfair. You're just walking, fucking, six-pack.
That's 15 years of guard play. That's all that is. Just pulling my knees to my chest.
Yep.
Bro, you play guard. If I play guard for longer than like 5 minutes, I got to pump an ab pump. I'm like, oh shit, this is rough.
That's definitely one of the things I learned about pulling guard is it is heavy on the core, heavy core workout. Yeah. Like that's why like Nicky Ryan can do like muscle ups and do like that's upper body, but like
toes to bar,
flawlessly toes the bar. Nicky
Wow,
Ryan.
I can't even do that.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm in a hang, but I can't do like what do you call that? Where you pull yourself like parallel with the ground?
Oh, I don't know.
Like
what
front
that is.
lever eccentrics or something. They're like
sounds like you know it.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't get it done.
What's it called? Front lever eccentrics.
I'm a momentum-based grappler. I like to create momentum, then keep it going.
Yeah, you're dynamic as hell. I'm the opposite. I've never been like that. I'm not like. I shouldn't say that I'm not athletically gifted because I'm more athletically gifted than
like
a lot.
90% of
the world.
Yeah. But just like the people that I'm exposed to, I just feel like such a nerd around them. Like just in this community, people are so dynamic, so ballistic, so strong.
You know who surprised me is Declan. How he can he's like 220, 240 pounds and he can just do a straight up backflip. Just
he can do a
launch
backflip?
himself. Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not
He
know
can do
that.
like standing still, launch, backflip. No
Really?
problem. Yeah. Yeah, I had to do like a back handspring, again, momentum, but like he can flip no problem.
I'm just too scared to fall on my head, really.
There's a big thing with that too. Yeah. Everyone that does a backflip also says that we can all do backflips and we're just scared.
Yeah, you guys are just pussies.
There's also some
basically.
techniques.
I'm so scared. Man. I mean, like the risk versus reward. Do the backflip. The reward is doing the backflip. The risk is paralyzation.
Well, reward is looking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, anything to look cool.
Yeah, I'll do anything.
As long as the cameras are rolling.
Yeah, look at
maybe I'll do a backflip.
Took those risks.
Oh, fuck, do you remember Dorian trying to do the backflip or no?
No, did he get it?
What happened?
No one really remembers it. It was an awesome moment because he won trials, but he wins trials and then tries to do the backflip and then just fucking lands on his head.
Oh, shit. Damn, that sucks.
One time, Keenan Cornelius, I can't remember if it was a final or anything, but he won a match in the gi. It was at a big tournament, I'm pretty sure, Pans or Worlds, and then he jumps up and does a celebration and lands on the side of his foot and just absolutely destroys his ankle.
Keenan Cornelius.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he couldn't continue in the tournament. I might be wrong about that,
bro.
but he cellied way too hard, which is respectable, but
Only
came out
celebrate
injured.
the final win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Dude, when Gaethje does, or Gaethje, sorry. I've always said Gaethje with a TH, but I guess it's Gaethje. That's what I thought it was, but Gaethje, he does the backflip off the cage, and that's super cool, but it's so scary for me.
No chance you'll catch me doing that.
Especially
I just hit
like
the flex. Just
you're sweaty and shit. Yeah,
Bicep flex is it's easy,
Yeah.
low risk.
I used to be like a featherweight, so I would do the bicep flex ironically, and then I just started doing it so much that it just became like an unironic thing I do every time. So
Yeah.
even though I'm pretty skinny,
I do the pop the top. I take the rash guard off.
Yeah,
That's like
I've
my
hit
Pop
that.
the top.
That's my thing. Yeah.
That's definitely a Nicky. That you've always done that though. Like every match since when?
Well, I started off competing no rash guard, and then as I got better, I'm like, all right, I could use the rash guard because I need the friction. And then afterwards, I'm like, all right, pop the top.
Fucking take it off.
Celebrate the win,
That's
yeah.
always been the Nicky Rod.
when I first got my black belt, I was so proud, and because I came up like under the IBJJF, they do the belts, they do all like the respect stuff. I was so proud that all I wanted to do was wear black belt rash guards when I competed.
Really?
Like even my first trials, I wore a black belt rash guard, and I was like, I'm a professional. I'm gonna dress like a professional. But now I'm like every trials, I pop the top for sure. That's just because I'm allowed to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let it hang. You're only gonna look this good for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
You might look this good forever though.
There's
Dude,
no
I
way,
don't know.
bro. I'm gonna
you have
lose
a
this
pretty
hair soon.
dude.
You're gonna go bald? You think?
Oh, bro, I'm gonna go bald for
really?
sure. Yeah.
Really? Oh fuck, that's
You get bald in your family?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got bald in my family. I think like my uncle was bald at like 17. My dad was bald by 25. Like I'm hanging on. Like I'm on borrowed time right now.
My uncle, my mom's brother was bald pretty young, but he did a lot of prison time, so I think that's
Stressful.
Played a factor. Yeah, like
prison time will add to your baldness.
Well, they like stress, like
It's
stress.
part of your sentence.
Bro. You're in the jungle. You know what I mean? You gotta be aware. Stress.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, that's wild.
How about
So-
you? No bald for you, yeah.
No one's bald in my family. The thing is, I don't know if it's because I keep my hair so short usually. Like this is the longest it's been in a while, but I don't think I'd care if I went bald. Like
You got a pretty round head.
round head,
Man,
like a chocolate turtle.
I shaved my head on my first season at black belt. I went right down to the skin, and people.
Oh,
were
that was a scary.
yeah, people were scared of me. It was awesome.
Bro, when I remember watching you, I think that might have been when I first started watching you do like the false reap stuff, and I was like, oh, he's a psychopath. That guy has some mental problems.
The competitors for sure.
The bastard. I mean,
The
to this
bastard.
day, I'm scared of you if you're competing.
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
that's a.
Do
he's
the people
looking
know
for
about
blood.
the bastard?
I think you might have told me. Give us another rendition of what it is.
Okay, so basically, you have to slip into like a competitive mindset, and you know, it started for me that I started realizing it's a different person because the community is so small, and I'm friends with a lot of the people I compete with, but we have to try to do horrible shit to each other. Right? I'm trying to break your fucking legs. Right? I'm trying to choke you unconscious. You're trying to do the same to me. So I get into this headspace where it feels different enough from my normal personality that I gave my, like, when I'm in the zone, I gave it another name. I call it the bastard. You know,
The
like,
alter ego.
Sorry?
The alter ego.
Exactly. Like an alter ego. But I don't want to break anybody's legs, but the bastard will do it. He doesn't care.
You're turning me on right now. I really like it.
Yeah.
Dude, I really think you need to have that. Or what do you think? Like being able to turn that switch on, like you know, I don't know why this popped in my head, but Mike Tyson also has an alter ego, but he would cry the nights before his fights, and then he had somebody on his podcast. He's like, "Well, why would you cry? Like, why did you do it?" He's like, "Because I had to turn to somebody that I didn't like in the fight. You know, that guy's a scary guy. Comes like he's a violent man, and I'm like kind of scared of him. And I would cry the night before. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Kind of bad.
Oh, wow. That's next level. Yeah.
But do you think you have to turn to? You have to have an alter ego to compete.
Not this guy. He's always on. For sure.
I stay pretty on, but when it comes to competing, yeah, I have a similar like rendition where, you know, I go from being friendly to actually wanting to hurt somebody, and it's the difference of being in training. You know, you put the heel hook on nice and easy, focus on mechanics, and then you grab a toe hold in comp and you rip it. You don't care about their feelings or anything. You just want to break. You want to hear pops. You know, you want to hear an actual break. So
I think you do have a split though too, like in the gym versus competition. It's like in the gym it'll be playful, whatever, you'll train, still go hard, whatever, but it's like before competition you're not really talking to people. You have your music on or hoodie up, isolating yourself, like you're not really doing much.
I'm stomping dicks when I compete.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Man, my first time I saw you warming up was that WNO I did where Gordon was supposed to grapple the main event and you filled in last minute. Bro, I don't think you said a word.
Oh, for Penna?
Yeah. I don't think you said a word. I think you won that match, by the way.
As did everybody.
Oh, the Penna match. Yeah,
that was wild. I'm I blame myself a lot. Like you gotta submit to win, but I won in every aspect of that match. That was quite ridiculous, but it is what it is in the past.
They were trying to keep his momentum going because they wanted to prop up that match with him and Gordon. And like, if other people are coming in and beating on Philippe, it's just like it won't sell the same, I imagine.
100%.
It also plays like I think they could have let Philippe lose if Gordon would be willing to fight you on WNO, which is most likely not the case. So they have to keep that Philippe momentum going. Yeah, 100% agree.
But yeah, I think that day, like I saw you warming up. You didn't say a word to anyone, bro. You were just like zeroed in.
I'm pretty locked in. Yeah, when I compete, especially the warm up, or the day of competition, I pretty much my eyes are closed and I eat a little bit, and then when I go compete, I'm just like, whoever that does that, he does a great job.
You have a kind of a philosophy that you follow about like was it decision?
Oh yeah, I like to make all of my decisions when I compete during competition. So I don't do like scrolling through the phone. I don't like really talk to anybody. I figure out my schedule the day before, pack my clothes. I'm going to eat here at this time. I'm going to do a little bit of meditation here at this time, and then shut everything off. Like I don't really listen to anything. I don't do anything, make any decisions. I don't even drive. I have somebody else drive for me, and then I pull up and compete, and all of my best decisions are going to be made during the competition.
That's an interesting way to think about it, because it's like the thought process is that you only get X amount of like good decisions throughout the day. So you don't drive because it's like, oh, you have to make a decision to turn right here or lane change here or slow down here, and it's like those are wasted decisions. So you don't even drive.
And like even as simple as it is, I don't know. It's just kind of what I thought. Like if you can make 1 million decisions a day, why not make your first 100,000 decisions when it really matters? You know what I mean?
Cool.
That's what.
Interesting. It's something I never really like heard about until I think it might have been on the podcast, or it was in Vegas, because I think Jay was like, I got to drive Nicky Rod to the thing, and I was like, oh, why doesn't he just drive himself? He's like, you don't want to drive. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, decisions. I was like, oh, he done lost his mind.
J-Rod knows about it. J-Rod attacks competition very similar way to the way I do.
Yeah, that's good. So you're competing a week from now.
A week from yesterday. So tell us about this. Who is this? Who you're fighting? Yeah, Nicky Rod versus IBJJF World Champion Victor Hugo.
Hell yeah.
And it's going to be a good time.
That's going to be so fun. Victor's such a cool competitor too, man. Like he keeps it real. He looks for subs. He's a dog.
I think he's natty.
He could be.
He's natty?
Could
or
be.
No? Or he's juiced?
I don't know anything about anybody. I just know that I'm going to go out there and display a very dominant form of jiu-jitsu and enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, all I know is Nicky Rod smash.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's going to be so much fun, that match. That whole card, like Kenta's on there. He's got a match against Mika Galvao. That's exciting, man. I had the opportunity to train with Kenta this week. What a dog.
Yeah.
Fuck. He's been working on those armbar escapes, man. He's been working on it.
I literally thought I was going to break his arm like 2 days ago. We were doing mount drills, and I had him like what I thought was dead to rights, and I'm like bending his arm over my hip, and it just didn't work out for me. Didn't finish it. He's like super hard to finish, so defensively sound, so hard to score on, and he's like the Energizer Bunny.
It's going to be interesting to see how those styles collide Mika and Kenta. I'm very excited for that.
I'm very excited as well. Yeah,
You're going to corner.
Yeah, I'm going to
Both of
corner. Yeah, both of you guys will be out there. J-Rod will be out there too.
You cornered me for Yuri.
Good.
Good
Beautiful display there. Beautiful cornering from Jay and I. Jay and I will go back, do beautiful cornering again.
You did yell out like when I was passing one way. You were like, "Oh, don't forget about high stepping." And I was like, "Oh, boom, high step, pass guard right away."
That's right. That's why you need Damien in your corner.
Yep. And against Penna, I didn't have any corner. I just, for some reason, I get so confident sometimes. I'm like, fuck, I don't need no corner. I just go out there, do my own thing. But having a good corner definitely helps.
I think so too.
For sure. You cornered me at the last trials. I remember, and you had a good show. Like when I spaz out, sometimes I'll like lose a heel. This guy's calling out like, calm the fuck down, dude. Calm the fuck down. And just as I catch a heel hook, and I was like,
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, because you had caught the heel, and I could tell you're gonna like fucking just go. It's like, wait, finish it slowly, so you don't like. Yeah, so the heel doesn't slip out. Yeah, that was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, we have good chemistry too, because you know how I like to be cornered.
Yeah. It's like, for sure. I mean, I think that's what's good about having the teammates. It's like you know what each teammate kind of needs, or whatever. It's like for someone like you, it's like you know what you're good at, but you just need maybe some reminders. It's like you do what you want to do, but here's a reminder or high step, whatever. Yeah. Just want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, Massive Supplements and Violent Hippie. Use code SimpleMan, all caps, for 15% off both of those companies. Massive Supplements, trademarked Smash and Greens, Smash and Reds, very nutrient-dense foods. I personally use their creatine and BCAAs during my workout and sometimes even before the workout. For Violent Hippie, they have soaps, USDA CBD oils, T-shirts, rash guards, you name it, owned by former Navy SEAL Mitch Aguiar. Use Simple Man to get 15% off.
Guys, Violent Hippie, Massive Supplements, get the Smashing Greens, Smashing Reds, all the vitamins, nutrients you need to get that body that you want.
Natty Rod style.
What's up, y'all? It's Damien Anderson and Nicky Rod from the Simple Man Podcast. We're here to let you know that our merch is live. You guys want some t-shirts, some fancy cups, support the Simple Man Podcast, and get our merch. Link in bio.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Nicky Rod. If you're looking to support the Simple Man Podcast and myself, please check out carnejerky.com, CarneJerky.
What's your next comp?
I've got a couple soft commitments. I don't want to put them out there just because I might not do them. I've got a potential opportunity in early March, right before trials, but that hasn't been settled yet. So the only thing solid is West Coast Trials in Vegas.
West Coast Trials. It's going to be the biggest trials in the history of the trials.
Oh, God. Everyone is bigger than the last.
Yep.
And I do twice as well every time. I got top 16.
Let's go.
I got top 16 my first trials in 2021. I got top 8 at the West Coast, and then the last East Coast I got top 4. So that means I should be getting at least a silver this time.
Hell yeah.
No, hopefully I win.
You'll fucking get gold.
I'll do everything I can to get that.
77?
77.
Bro, it's all yours, brother.
Yeah, 77's like I'm hoping they eventually open up more weight classes, because like the sport's getting more popular. It's getting like there's some serious money behind it. I think they can eventually afford to like take the ADCC open weight classes and make them the ADCC weight classes, because 11 kilograms is times 2.2. That's like 23 pounds.
Yeah.
23-pound divisions are ridiculous. Like I can make 155 in a heartbeat, but like my body fat percentage even at 170 is like under 10. So getting to 145 is just.
You always been lean?
Yeah.
Never been fat?
I was fat as a child. As I was a little chubby when I was a kid, but then my dad got me into track, so I started running a lot, and then that just got me into just like cardio in general. Now I just love getting my heart going no matter what. If I'm going for a bike ride, I'm never chilling. I'm always like pushing until.
You ever do zone 2 training?
I just try to spend as much time in zone 2 every day as I can. You know?
Yeah.
That's just always moving.
Yeah, always moving. Yeah, zone 2 is like, obviously really low intensity cardio. I like to do low intensity cardio. Like I'll do some stuff on the machines, like row or skier, or I'll take like a bike ride around here and like hit the hills and kind of cruise a little bit. But yeah, zone 2 is fun, but it's funner to go hard.
Yes.
It's definitely more fun to do that. I with walking or like on the bike or elliptical, like kind of slow. I don't. It's not as enjoyable to me. It feels almost like a waste of time, even though I know it's good for me. It's like sometimes I'm like, am I really doing anything? Like, there's really nothing. I need to fucking push it.
Yeah, it's fun. But like that, I was chubby as a kid, and then like ever since I was a teenager, no one ever really taught me how to like cut weight properly. So I would just like keep my weight down where I needed to compete, which was a huge mistake.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like always dehydrated, always at a caloric deficit. Yeah, now like I feel better as a 28-year-old athlete than I did as an 18-year-old athlete, as a 23-year-old athlete, just because like I understand basic things now, like eating what you need to eat, sleeping when you need to sleep. When I was in college, I was doing like I have some attention issues, so I can't do any deep work after noon. So
really, wow.
Yeah, when I went to college, I scheduled all my classes to finish by 11:30 so I could make it to 12 o'clock practice, and then after 12 o'clock practice I would be so cooked that I couldn't do any work, so I would have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to do my work for school, and then I would go do my classes, and then like I ended up with 5 hours of sleep a night because my last training session would end at like 9:30, 10 p.m. Then I have to go home, make dinner. So, and to me that was just like normal. There was no one in my life to tell me that was retarded.
Dude, in college I only went to college to wrestle, so I would do just enough work so I could like get past wrestling season. And once wrestling season ended, I practically did not go to any classes. I didn't like pass anything. I would just bang chicks and chill.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bang chicks and wrestle dudes.
You gotta that's a heavy contrast.
That's not a bad way to be. I think there's probably a lot of American athletes like that.
Yeah.
Kind of off topic. So I have a question for you guys, because I feel very strongly about this. When I think genetics play a part to a certain extent, but I genuinely believe if a kid is fat, it is because the parents are feeding them too much food. What do you guys think? Do you think
too much food or processed?
Probably
food?
Processed foods. Yeah, like it's improper diet versus genetics, I believe. When I see kids that are fat.
How long were you fat? Like fat kid?
Probably a couple years. I was just a little chubby too. I was never like obese or anything like that.
But to like 5 years? Like you were a 5-year-old, you were a 10-year-old?
No, I was probably like, I started taking fitness seriously at 13 years old. So probably from like 9 to 12, I was on the chubbier side. And that's because like I would take my allowance and I would go buy chocolate bars after school and Coke. So it's exactly what you're saying. It's like processed crap. Yeah. Like it's designed to be overconsumed.
I was very blessed with a loving family, and mom would make us dinner every day. So we'd have like home cooked meals. So I guess that helped me not eat like junk food. I have great genetics as well. But J-Rod had a 6-pack since he could walk, like a bulging 6-pack. I was jealous of it.
my family was like the same way. I also got like so much freedom as a kid that they just couldn't really control everything I did.
Yeah.
It was mostly like my parents would never allow us to have like candy in the house. We never had even like breakfast cereals in the house. If we did, it was like mini wheats or oatmeal crap like that. Like we didn't have any bullshit in the house ever.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I definitely was a chubby kid, but looking back,
yeah, you were.
I was fat.
You were a fluff ball.
I was fat, but it's 100% just diet. That's what I think. Yeah. It's like there's nobody in my family that's actually fat, but I was chubby growing up because I just fucking ate too much. And it's like in high school, like when I would play sports, because it was like seasonal, like football and lacrosse, I'd be shredded, but I'm eating so much because I'm training so much also. And then in the off season, I would like get chubby again, and then I'd lose it during lacrosse season because we're running so much, whatever.
What school did you go to?
St. Joe's, Metuchen.
The high school as well?
That's the high school, yeah.
That's the high school, yeah.
Yeah. That's the. Are you talking about college or
no, high school?
High school was St. Joe's Metuchen. So I played football and lacrosse with them, and out of high school, I just kept eating the same. I just kept eating so much, and then by the time in college, I weighed like 190 pounds. I was like fucking chubby, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, chubby, just a ball of chub and
Jiu-jitsu got you in shape?
Yeah, well,
were you kind of in shape before that?
No, it was jujitsu. I mean, I was fat. It was like chubby for sure. It was never like, I never had rolls, but I didn't have abs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And then I found jujitsu, and then I started training that, you know, pretty much every day. So then, like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 months in, I lose the fat again, and then now I have abs, and I kind of just stuck with jujitsu. So.
You still got the 190-pound strength for sure. Yes, sir.
I'm talking about
Did you say you play lacrosse?
lacrosse?
Did you know that's Canada's national sport?
I did know that actually.
That was hockey.
I was a lax
No,
bro.
it's lacrosse.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Developed by the Native Americans.
I think that's why, yeah, like the native tribes in Canada, like lacrosse originated with them. Hockey kind of came over with the settlers.
You guys don't have any wrestling in high schools over there?
I wrestled in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started doing jiu-jitsu first. I started wrestling in 10th grade.
You were a wrestler.
I wouldn't say that.
I've wrestled before.
I wrestled for 3 years. I wouldn't say I was a wrestler. No, I had a pretty good coach, but like the thing was I never learned fundamentals, so I basically got by with like a double, an ankle pick, and that's about it. A couple like parterre moves, like a couple pins. But no one ever taught me about like the push-pull dynamic, like how to grip fight, things like that. So I was never too successful. I made OFSA, which is like our state championship. I made it all 3 years, but the first year I got mono, so I couldn't compete. And then the second year I competed and I went 2-2. I didn't do well. And then my last year in high school, there was a teacher strike and they cut off all extracurriculars.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that season I was like 25-2.
Oh,
So-
damn.
What's the process making it to states? Like, do you have to win a few tournaments to make it to state?
Yeah, there's like areas, regionals, OFSA. You got to get top 2 in the region to go to the states, or like the provincials, OFSA.
Yeah, we have the same thing. Districts, regions, and states. It used to be have to win districts, then win regions, and then only first place makes it to states. But I think nowadays it's top 3 of each. So
I made
a
it
little bit easier.
to regions. I won districts, and then
You wrestled?
bro, this is my dirty little secret. I did wrestle, but it was in middle school, and it was rec, and my coaches were not good.
Recreation. So is that off season, like summer wrestling or something?
Oh, actually, no. I mean, it is in the
It was
winter.
during the winter?
It's during the winter.
So
but
it
my
was-
school, it wasn't with my my middle school though.
No.
It was.
Like a club.
It wasn't a club though. Is the thing. It was like. I don't really. It wasn't with my high school or my elementary school, my middle school. Jesus, but it wasn't a club because everyone else had club teams. But then. And they were like, "Oh, you should try coming to the club." And I was like, "Oh, but that's during football season, and I like football." But it's like, I didn't fucking know shit about wrestling. I didn't know shit about wrestling until maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
You,
Like,
you have a kid. What's the first sport you're gonna have him do when he's 5? What do you want him to do?
it sounds gay. I kind of want him to do gymnastics and then jujitsu.
Interpretive
Like,
dance.
Gymnastics
He'll
is
be
good.
Lomachenko. I'll have him do ballet.
Yeah.
Like I think
Gymnastics is
gymnastics
good.
is a good one.
A lot of core, a lot of upper body.
Yeah,
But-
their like athletic ability is probably, out of like small people, is probably the best. Big people, I think the best athletes are in football.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
footballs are really good.
Bro, football has some incredible athletes. Like we had the guy Michael Parsons. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
We had I'm pretty sure his name is Michael Parsons, but he plays for the Cowboys, and he came by and trained with us at B team.
Oh,
Bro, incredibly
we
strong.
should know this guy. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be like
He's-
a goat.
He's
a
one of
goat.
the best like linebackers
Fuck.
ever.
Oh, we're gonna
And-
sound so stupid on this podcast.
well, dude, I only watch jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
watch
me too.
fighting, I watch the motocross, but that's about it. And yeah, he came by and like obviously not too good jiu-jitsu, tough wrestler, but like fast twitch muscles, incredibly like explosive, like hard to control. But like not everybody's born like that, you know. That's
Dude,
an incredible
I've gotten
athlete.
so many messages when he came to the gym. They're like, dude, this guy is like, he's young too. I don't know how old he
Bro,
is.
he's like 24.
Yeah,
What
24.
was he doing training jujitsu with a career like that? That
He
seems
put-
like a bad decision.
He put a post out. It was like any good wrestling in in Austin, and I hit the comments. I was like, hey, come to B team if you want to train me. He shot me a DM. I was like, bro, pull up at 12. He came by. I was like, all right, let's get her done. So
Sick.
There's no way his coaches want that happening.
Oh, very dangerous. Very dangerous.
But it's less dangerous training with professionals than it would be if he
went to a random place.
Yeah.
For
Because
sure.
I'm gonna respect him. Like, I understand the worth of his body and whatnot. So like, we didn't go too crazy, and it was no leg locks or nothing. It was just like mainly wrestling.
As if leg locks are the most dangerous thing in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. What do you think's most dangerous?
Anything like with dynamic motion, like people throwing outside reaps from standing body locks and things like that.
Jumping close guard.
Jumping close guard. Yeah, that just should not. Hot take. Jumping close guard shouldn't even be allowed at black belt.
Ooh.
I feel like a lot more women do it than men.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very feminine thing to do.
That's a good clip. That's a clip. I wonder. So it does happen a lot more in women's jiu-jitsu, but I feel like the injuries for that also happen a lot more in women's.
Yeah, because I think the chicks instinctively try to catch the weight and stay
With
standing,
extended legs.
and they just fall on. Yeah, like we saw
Yeah.
with who's this guy's lady?
Nora.
Nora. Yeah, Nora got her
that was
hyperextended.
gross.
Yeah,
That was bad.
She seemed okay though.
She's
I think
tough
she's
girl.
back to training totally
Yeah, it
fine
was
now.
like a couple months max, but that did not look good. It
When
was
I
against
saw-
like Trinity Pun, right?
I think so. Yeah. She used to train with us actually. Well, I guess. No, I mean, she
Yeah.
still trains at New Wave, but she came to Henzo's. That's when I first met her. Was actually over there at New Wave at DDS.
I think she's from New Jersey as well.
She is. I think she might have. I don't know if she moved out here, but she does a bunch of training with the Roca guys now, and then jumped on Nora's knee.
It's a good move, man. End the match right away.
Yeah,
I don't think it should be allowed just because, like, in the gi, close guard is probably, in my opinion, if you're skilled enough, one of the best positions you can be in from the bottom, at least, because there's
Really?
so many attacks on the lapel. Like, if you watch any of my gi matches, even into black belt, my 2021, my first black belt season, I competed in the gi. I got most of my finishes from close guard. Like, there's punch chokes, there's a bunch of arm bars, triangles. Like, the control you get on the lapel makes close guard really, really effective. But no gi, aside from outliers like Mika Galvao, when do you ever see the close guard used effectively? Like, rubber guard hasn't been used effectively except for like Ben Eddy, again, an outlier, hasn't been used effectively in, it's got to be 10 years.
yeah.
You
You can just stand up from close guard.
That's the whole thing, man.
It's not effective. You don't want, even though like the objective of our sport is to injure your opponent, you don't want athletes getting injured because you want to watch them compete again, right? So
Unless I'm competing.
sure, it's just not worth it in my opinion.
Jumping close guard.
Yeah, I don't like when Connie Basami's legal. I don't like when
Connie
close-
Basami's really. That's a good entry.
It is a good entry, but if you do it wrong, you break their leg.
Bro, one of the best
If I
Connie
heel hook him, I
Basami's
break
was
their leg. What about the bastard? The bastard doesn't care. The bastard
You're
cares.
talking to Kieran right now.
Next match, you jump close
Well,
guard.
Connie Basami, someone at trials, you'll see. Just
Dude, one of
completely
the best
go against my word.
One of the best Connie Basami's was Gary Tonin in the first ADC.
I think
first
Najee-
Against
ADC.
Edwin Najmi, that
Yeah.
was so clean.
Dude, that'd
Fucking
be
hell!
clean.
What a beautiful.
I
Gary's
remember
a dog.
I remember asking John, like, "Hey, can I drill this?" He was like, "All right, find somebody expendable, and then you can drill it." And every day I'd be like, "Hey, can I do it on him? Can I do it on him?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "All right, fuck." Can't
So
drill
do you know how to do it? Have you?
I can
drilled?
bro. I'm an
I
athlete.
can do anything.
I can do it.
Have you drilled?
I drilled it, but bro, I did the cartwheel pass in trials
You ain't never
finals.
drilled that.
I never drilled that. Bro.
Good shit. You're right.
You know,
You're right.
So,
True.
Truth to be an athlete.
I can see something and just do it.
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the time, yeah.
Fucking Connie Basami is wild. The thing is, the styles worked beautifully because Edwin doesn't wrestle. He stands up vertical, right, just leaving the legs exposed. And then also, I think he was looking for flying triangles, so he looks for overhooks.
Yeah.
So I want to say Gary did it from an underhook. The guy's vertical, and now he just has full access. He just jumped right into it. It was like 8 seconds of the match. I was like, oh, bro.
So Gary's so good, man.
Yeah. So such an exciting fight. Oh, he just fought. He just won.
Yep.
He beat Martin Wynn.
Tough
Martin,
work.
yeah. Do you guys know who that is? He was
No.
like Well,
I've
let
heard
me
of him.
educate you. All right. Well, actually, I don't really know much, but this is what I think the promotion said was that Martin was at one point a 2-time world champion in one championship.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I guess he must have lost to Tan Lee or something. But
Tan Lee's still the champ.
I believe he's still a champ now. Yeah.
He's been holding that belt for a while.
He has been, I guess.
That's awesome.
But Martin, won maybe 2 weight divisions or at least won twice, and has over 80% finish rate via knockout.
Bro,
right?
did you see? I saw this clip of who's the guy that runs one?
Chatri.
Chatri. Right.
Go on.
He's talking. He's like giving an interview post the most recent one championship
Cade.
event, and they had an issue where one of the fighters like pulled out like same day of the fight, and Cade's like, let me fight. Chatra's like, no, you like have a grappling match at the end of this event. Like, I'm not gonna let you fight. He was like, and Cade's like, listen, I'll go and fight this guy, and then I'll do my jiu-jitsu match as well. And Chatra's like thinking about it. He ended up saying no, but I was like, bro, that would have been so epic.
What an animal, dude.
Doesn't care. He was begging for it, bro.
Fuck, that's
Respect to
insane.
Cade Rotolo.
Bro, yeah, that's amazing. Like,
And that for his first fight going against every weathered professional fighter, bro.
dude,
Nuts.
that would. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cade's already has legendary status, right? All subs ADCC. That would fucking explode.
Who's the only other person to ever sub everybody was Marcelo, right?
I think Marcelo.
Yeah.
Man, that to change the subject briefly, that reminds me of a story. Speaking of getting into a fight and then getting into a grappling match, I just did Grapple Fest in Liverpool, and I'd heard some stuff about Liverpool, about it being like a wild place. You got to be careful. You might get knifed. You might get jumped.
Bro, I saw so many fights in Liverpool when I went there. But go on, yeah.
I show up at 2 p.m. Right, I was down in Southampton the night before, so I take the train to the weigh-ins at like 2 p.m. and I get off at Lime Street Station, which is right downtown. As soon as I get there, in the middle of the day, there's like fireworks going off. There's like thousands of people everywhere. I walk by this bar. There's like 100 drunk people singing along to a song I've never heard.
Probably Sweet Caroline.
It definitely was a Sweet Caroline. I would have jumped right in there, but it was some British song, and I'm like, this place seems pretty chill. Everyone's getting along. Everyone's loving each other. This is really great. And then I'm at the Fusion nightclub. I'm warming up with my friend Shane Fishman, and like we're on the warm-up mat, and literally like 8 feet to my right, I just see like 6-7 dudes jump this guy, and they just start
Your boy? Your buddy?
No,
Or
just
random?
some random dude. I think his name is Oscar Svels. He's a pretty cool guy, but he gets jumped for whatever reason. There's a bunch of drama behind it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to put anybody on blast, but there's a bunch of drama behind it. But this dude gets jumped, and like there's like 6-7 dudes just filling him in.
Wow.
And his match is later on the card, and and he gets up. Some little Scouser lady. I'm pretty sure she was from Liverpool. Some little lady goes, "What the fuck's going on?" And she starts yelling at everybody, and all these manly men that were jumping him are like all of a sudden scared of this tiny little woman, which was hilarious to see. And they break it up. They kick whoever needs to get kicked out of the nightclub out. And then this guy goes out there and still does his match. I don't think he won, but
Cool story.
yeah, if I got jumped by 8 people, I'm not doing that match.
Got jumped.
Yeah.
Like bad?
It was like a solid like 10 to 15 seconds of getting pummeled
Did
by like
he
8
get
dudes.
any licks in? Any, like he hit any of them? You couldn't see
So
anything?
what happened is like some guy had claimed that he's like, "Oh, my tib fib are broken from my match. I can't continue." And then he walked by and goes like, "Boo-hoo," because they had beef before, and then he just gets suckered by one of the guy's students.
Wow.
And then they all just like it was like blood in the water. As soon as one dude punched him, everyone just started filling him in. So I don't think he got any shots in, but he took it like a man, and then he went out there and competed. Dog behavior, respect, Oscar, good
Yeah.
job.
Good shit, Oscar. In my opinion, that's gay if you sucker punch some dude like that. In my opinion, like that's the fucking gayest thing I've ever heard of. Like, oh man, I wish.
I just have a straight out 1-on-1.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's more respectable.
it is more respectable.
Yeah.
There
How many
is-
times have you seen people like fully settle differences too? Like 2 guys beefing, hate each other, no matter how like they get into a fight, and no matter how it turns out. Okay.
Yeah.
fist
Because
bump.
we're like, after being exhausted, you're like, I'm fucking done with this
Yeah.
shit. I'm so
It wasn't
tired.
even worth it, bro.
I don't care.
Stupid comment, my bad. Like, the only time I think I would ever do like get into a fight that wasn't my fight, I don't think I'm proud of this, but if I saw my friend getting beat up in a one-on-one, I'm beating up the other person. Like, to be honest,
but if somebody,
to be honest,
It
like,
depends who started it. Like, cause have you ever been like with non-jiu-jitsu friends? I don't know if you guys have non-jiu-jitsu friends.
I do. I have a lot of non-jiu-jitsu friends.
But I haven't got many. But there's been situations where you go out and, you know, when people hear you do jiu-jitsu, they go like, "Oh, you're a fighter," and it's like, kind
I'd
of.
like
Let's show him like pull guard.
Yeah, it's like I'm a guard puller, so
Come to
I,
my guard.
I can't call myself a fighter. But then they start acting like hot shit and like getting in people's faces, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you if you go picking
Okay.
fights. You're gonna go like bother people. But
So-
if someone assaults you and you're my friend, 100%, I'll jump in.
So somebody punches your brother, right? What are you doing?
Yeah, they're
That's
getting their ass
different,
beat.
right?
To be honest, it's not.
Even if it's one-on-one?
I'm not proud of it. Well, I'll let my brother fight, but like, say my brother's on the ground getting beat up, it's not. I'm not proud of this. I'm just telling you what I would do. The other guy's getting beat up. I'll fucking scold my little brother later. Be like, "Why the fuck would you get in a fight, bro? You don't know how to fight." Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
The other guy's gonna get beat up by me. I've gotten into fights with my non-jiu-jitsu friends. I won't say names, but you know who you are. Got into a fight. Literally, it became a fucking huge. Actually, turned into a brawl, but because they said, "What's up?" I'm not.
Well, it was
joking.
probably like, "What's up?"
What's up with you?
So no, and you know him. You know him. I'm not gonna say his name. It's the
We outside?
Tall, no,
Different
no.
one?
That,
He's
no, no.
gonna start listing people.
It's my tall, light-skinned Indian friend.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't even know him, and I know who you're talking about now.
You boom. All right. So we're in college, and somebody fucking says what's up to him. He's like, "So what's up?" And he's like, "We want to go outside," and that's how the fight started. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on? Go outside, start fighting, whole brawl happens, and then fucking nonsense. I've also got with that same guy. He calls me one time and is like, "Yo, these guys are gonna fucking jump me. Like, you got to get over here." I'm like, Jesus Christ. This is all in college, obviously. You know, very the frontal lobe isn't fully formed yet. So I go into this house that he said that he was at, and I see this guy on top of my friend. They're wrestling around. So I'm like, God damn it. So I peel the guy off him, and then now he's like on the couch, and I pin one of his arms down with my knee. I have another wrist grip. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, get the fuck off me. I'm like, shut up. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, ah! I'm like, and then
Open hand.
Yeah, just open hand, just slap, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And then so that was another fucking situation. And so I'm not my proudest thing, but if you're my friend and there's a fight happening,
What do you think about the palm strikes? Boss Rutin? Dude. What?
all right. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, if you don't want to break your hand,
Break then the wrist.
Yeah,
Maybe?
So I do have an opinion on this. So yeah, if you punch somebody in a street fight, you know, you could really fuck up your hand, right? There's a lot of small bones that can get broken. You can still also break your wrist if you don't hit with the base of the palm. Like in combat jiu-jitsu, I've fucked up my wrist.
I remember.
Bro, my wrists are like dislocated, bro.
Dude, okay, so I gotta say that. So I'm gonna have to put the mic down to mimic this, bro. We're on the beach the next day.
I remember this.
And like we're all together in a group. I think it was like me, you, your girl, Cammy, and then we're kind of chilling, and you're in the background going like this. You could not grab anything. Your
Bro.
hands were absolutely fucked after
They
those
were
open
they
hand
were
strikes.
useless because it's like you get some good contact if you hit with the base of the palm, but sometimes you miss a little bit and it's just a full wrist lock. And and in the heat of the moment, man, you're just trying to wail on this guy, and it's like wrist lock, boom, good strike, wrist lock. Yeah. So then at the next day, I'm going like this, and I can feel my hand kind of shifting relative to my forearm. So it's like, I think there's pros and cons. I think if you hit with the base of the palm, it has to be fucking awesome. Like there's no risk of injury there, and it's super hard, and you're not gonna really break the base of your palm, but you can wrist lock yourself.
Yeah, I think it would take a lot to get me into a street fight. So if I were to get into a street fight, there would be like some pretty serious consequences. You know what I mean? Because like I wouldn't fight someone over talking smack. They would have to assault me, and
For sure.
And if you're gonna assault me, I'm gonna assault you back. I'd probably just like get on top and elbow the shit out of them.
Bro,
Yeah.
one of my first, I guess it was my first weekend as a bouncer. I had some guy like hop on my back and try to rear naked choke me, and I turned inside and went like body locked him to the ground.
You mean Roddy Lock?
Roddy lock nowadays. Elbow to the face and just put him into a seizure.
Oh,
Right at the bar. Yeah.
Oh, is that the one you got in a little trouble for?
No, that was a different one.
You've given out a couple seizures in your day.
Yeah. The one I got in trouble for was this guy like headbutted me as I was escorting.
headbutt?
Yeah.
that shit. Did you feel that shit when it happened?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, headbutts are fucking.
And the worst too, like it was Halloween night, so my face was painted as like a skeleton. So you can see me like, they film everything. So like the cops are interviewing me. I'm just like a fucking skeleton.
You were spooky as hell talking to the cops.
Yeah, it's real spooky. But then you saw like the paint on the guy's forehead where he headbutted me, so it was like obvious what happened. But yeah, he headbutted me. I pushed him away, and when I pushed him, he like went up in the air and like fucking spiked his head on the ground and just unconscious.
Did he try to fucking sue you? Is that was the one that he tried to sue?
He tried, but it didn't work. I think they settled.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna hold up.
I don't know if I told this story last time, but this is probably, I was like 19. This is almost 10 years ago now, so I'll just go ahead and tell this story. When I was doing security, one of my coworkers, so let's frame this with what the guy was doing. The guy had caused problems in this bar a few nights before. He was on like a multi-day coke binge, and he somehow got back into the bar after getting banned, and he started like going through purses and stuff in the bar. So then the guy I was working with, I wasn't working this night, but is one of my coworkers, confronts him. The guy tackles him, and this coworker was like, he had to be like 5'9", like 260. He's just like this brick shit house, huge dude. The guy tries to tackle him, and he puts him in a guillotine, and he starts walking him forward, like has him in a standing guillotine, starts walking him forward, and the guy goes unconscious in the guillotine, so his feet start dragging, right? And then the bouncer trips on his feet, lets go of his head, and obviously the guy's feet are forward, his head.
Oh no!
Like this, and he springs backwards and hits his head, and the dude died.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
That sucks. So the guy get in trouble? Bouncer?
No.
Really?
No, I worked with him after that. Not gonna say any company names, any specific names, but like,
That sucks.
I worked with him afterwards, and man, he was like, it fucked him up too. Like,
Dude,
People are so fragile.
yeah, it can
it's-
be.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's so weird because people can be very fragile, but then people can also be the most durable thing.
Fall out of a plane and like bounce
Just,
off the ground
like,
and live.
I don't know. It's so weird, man. That's crazy.
I had one time I was trying to escort this guy out of a bar, and he was like talking shit to me like how he's a MMA fighter and whatever. And long story short, I get him to like we have like a double door that opens, right? And I get him to the double door, and he like pushes me away. So I spear him through the double doors onto the ground, and then we just like drag him out afterwards. Or I guess the other guys drug him out, but on video it looked like a WWE spear. It was phenomenal. We were both elevated off the ground, sending him through the doors. It was beautiful.
Dude, was it like in the Old West? Was it those like two-way doors? Like,
Exactly.
in a saloon?
Exactly, yeah. So they're swinging, and we're just like flying through the air. It's beautiful.
Oh fuck.
That's the worst. What do you think about spearing people off stages in jiu-jitsu matches?
I think it looks cool. It's not safe. I mean, I would never do it, but I think I would never do it.
Have you done that?
I mean, I'll give somebody a shove. You know, I give him a hard shove. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
my buddy Sergio just got doubled down some stairs by Hunter Colvin.
it's
Down
not
steps,
Bro,
that's so dangerous.
he was laughing about it. We weren't laughing about it. I remember Renee was ready to start throwing down.
Yeah,
But,
Renee,
yeah, it was in
yo,
the, it was
fuck.
yeah. Shout out Renee. What a loyal friend that guy is. But Sergio was laughing about it, so we shrugged it off, and it was a great match. Hunter's obviously like crazy competitor.
Yeah.
But that was at that quintet we did.
Yeah,
we did last
recently.
weekend. That was crazy though, man. I would be pretty pissed if someone speared me downstairs.
Yeah, I pushed. I'm sure you know Owen Livesley. I pushed him off the stage, And
He wasn't too happy.
He was. He called me. I think he called me a pussy or something like that afterwards. But he pretty much called me out before the match. Like, they were saying that they wanted to compete against me, and I fucked him up the whole match. And then we get to the side where and he's like, oh, I was like being offensive where I was like wrestling up and chasing like takedowns, and he's like kind of backing up, running away. So as we get to the edge, I have this option of stopping my momentum or just like going like that. So I just let my arm go, and he ended up like falling off the stage on purpose. And I can't say I regret it. Maybe if he got injured, I wouldn't care either way. But in the moment, it's like I hate him. You know, I don't care about him at all. But when I'm competing, it's I'm a little
No, it's
meaner.
like we were talking about earlier, man. Like it's a small community. You know the people you're competing against, but the same terrible shit that you may or may not do to them, they're trying to do that terrible shit to you too.
I bet.
Right? There's got to be like some separation.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, so you know I was just in Philly for my friend's wedding.
Yeah.
So
Did you get cheesesteaks?
I didn't get cheesesteaks.
Bad move.
Should have went and got cheesesteaks, but fucking really awkward beginning, man. I'm at my friend's wedding. Haven't seen him in years since college, whatever. Awesome time. Congratulations. Also, I won't say their names, but his best man is a guy that I beat up in college, bro. And I was like, fuck, this is so fucking weird. And it's like, he looks totally different. I look the same, man. I don't freaking age,
Black
bro.
don't crack.
Dude, exactly, man. I was like, fuck, this is going to be so weird. What had happened with that story, so we're in college, had like a house party at my house, and one of these guys, I found a hole in my wall. Right, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck?
Was it a glory hole?
It was somebody. It wasn't a glory. I wish.
Did you check?
Wouldn't have been as mad. I tried, nothing came out, and then so I found like somebody punched a hole in my wall. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is doing that? So then I think I shut the music on. I'm like, guys, like, please respect my house. It's my fucking house. Don't punch holes in my walls, whatever. So then this one guy's like, I can't believe somebody punched a hole in your wall. I'm like, I know, it's fucking like retarded. And then that guy goes to the bathroom. I hear a loud bang, and then he comes out of the bathroom, starts walking down the steps. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I run into the bathroom. I see another fucking hole. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. His name's Dan. I'm like, this motherfucker. So I go back. I run to the steps, and he's running down the steps. I scream his name. He's like trying to get away. I take 2 steps. And I jump down the steps. I start beating the shit out of him, and then now people are spreading it or breaking up the fight. I'm like, this motherfucker just punched holes in my walls, whatever. And then the other guy, this is the guy that was the best man, super nice guy. We cleared it up, but because we're at the bottom of the steps now. I just beat this one guy up, and then so now everyone's breaking it up, and he's pouring beer on me from like 2 steps. So I fucking look up. I fucking rock him a couple times. Dude, I was so fucking pissed. So then they end up like leaving. They like both of their faces are fucked up, whatever. My friend, his name's Andrew. My friend Andrew's obviously upset at me. Like, I beat up his friends, whatever. But we talk it over. And so then now fast forward, 8 years. I see him, and now we're drunk towards the end of the wedding. I'm like, brother, I just want to say a sorry. Like, I am so sorry for that. Like, I'm a different person now. I'm fucking peaceful, yada, 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 whatever. And then so all is good. He apologized because, he was like, I probably had that shit
serial
come
hole
in.
puncher.
Well, actually, the guy that punched the holes, they're not even friends with anymore. Like, that guy was just scumbag, whatever. The other guy was just fucking with me.
Pouring the beer,
exactly.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
I was
What
so
a response.
mad. I was like, I fucking rocked him. But in the beginning though, because it was in the ceremony that I saw that he was the best man, and I was like, oh fuck me, this is so awkward. But all is good now. All is good.
You bested him in combat. You should have been the best man.
I should have.
Is that how that works?
I should have, but I conceded that.
Big man.
Yeah. But you guys have any street fight stories? Any fight stories? You beat up. Can we bring up you talked about it on the podcast before, but bring it up again. The football player.
Oh yeah,
right? That was funny.
One of the first fights I got into after high school was against my. high school assistant football coach. He was like,
Oh, I didn't realize he was your coach.
yeah, he was assistant football coach at the time. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's like 6'4". You know,
And how old are you at the time?
I must have been 19, 18 or 19.
So out of high school already.
Out of high school after first year of college. I must have been I guess I must have been 19, and he's like 30. You know, maybe younger. Maybe he's like 28 at the time, something like that. And we're like I'm in the yard with my lady's family, and the assistant coach was my girl's brother's like best friend. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're all like tough guys, you know, and we're like drinking a little bit, and he starts talking how like a wrestler or a football player would beat up a wrestler. I'm like, you're a football, and he's a football player. I'm a wrestler. I'm like, I see where this is going, right? And I'm like, and at first I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I doubt it, but whatever. He's like, no, for sure, like absolutely, like a football player would beat up a wrestler. I'm like, bro, like it's impossible. You know what I mean? It wouldn't happen. He was like, well, let's box. Let's find out. I'm like, I don't box. I'll fight you if that's what you want. He was like, yeah, let's fight. And then, so we go down into the grass. He puts his hands up, and as he puts his hands up, I shoot a single leg, run the pipe to the ground, fucking 2 right hands, 1 to each eye, pretty much from like close guard, or I guess he didn't close guard, but from top position. And I didn't break my hand, but I fucked it up pretty bad. And so I punched him twice, right? And I look up, and both his eyes are like bloodshot, and I'm holding his neck. He's like, stop, please stop. Yeah. So he goes right to the hospital. Broke both his fucking orbitals. My hand was pretty fucked up, and then her family pretty much was like, that was great. Wow. They were like, they really liked me after that.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, and they were like, he had it coming. I was like, all right, well,
good.
Wow, man,
We settled that debate.
yeah, and somebody was recording it, like one of his friends. Yeah, and the second it happened, he goes up to his friend and he's like, delete that immediately. I was like, fuck.
That is so funny. Imagine that resurfaced. That'd be sick.
That'd be so viral.
Yeah, good thing he deleted it. Man, I was at like a birthday party, and the birthday girl had this boyfriend who was like, he didn't want to fight me, but he's like, you know, there's like no way you could take me down, right? And I'd been drinking, and I didn't even instigate this. I was like, yeah, dude, like there's no way I can't like, I'm gonna take you down for sure.
There's no way I can't take you down.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, let's wrestle. And then like, he takes a low stance, and I ankle pick him in literally probably about 3 seconds. And he goes, I wasn't ready.
Doesn't matter.
And then I must have taken him down like 5 or 6 times, and he wasn't even like joking. In his head, he's like, no, I wasn't ready. Every single time.
Oh my God.
So then like after I took him down, I just jumped on his back and choked him out.
Oh,
And then
Nice. He's like, I'm not ready.
yeah,
out.
but he was okay. But no, I don't really get into street fights.
It's too dangerous. I'd rather just walk away. And unless somebody like fucks with, I don't care if they talk bad about me, but if they're like messing with somebody I care about, that's different.
What do you mean messing around? Like if they talk shit, or
Like if somebody's like, I hate you, you're a piece of shit, I'm like, have a nice day.
Sure.
It's words. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do not care.
That's something that I feel like I've only gotten maybe probably post jiu-jitsu, like where words don't really matter to me. Like if somebody's talking shit, or like even like road rage or something, like I don't get road rage. I don't really get angry anymore. But it's like if I was younger and you flip me off, I'm like, oh yeah, it's on. It's time to fight.
Also in Texas, there's like everybody has guns, so like
Yeah,
you
it's
could
not a
start
good-
a fight.
not a good idea.
The guy's losing the fight and just shoots you.
There's
It's like,
also
bro,
that.
Yeah,
not
I
worth
think
it.
like when you do martial arts, you are exposed to like consequences of a fight, because when you don't train, you don't really understand how serious a fight. Like fights aren't always serious, the outcome, but like they really fucking can be.
Yeah.
And like you've seen, you know, you'll see people get spiked on their head. You'll see people, you know, break arms, break legs when you're in martial arts, and you're like, I don't want that to happen to me. And in the street, there's no
Concrete.
stopping. Once you're unconscious, like people can do whatever they want to you.
I think also it's like I feel when we were younger, at least for me, when I was younger, it was like it was a challenge that I wanted to see if I could overcome type of thing if I were to get into a fight. But it's like now we do it. There's some type of combat that we experience every single day in the room. So it's like, this is just an untrained white belt talking shit. And it's like, oh, okay, type of thing. I don't know. It doesn't really affect me.
I've heard this. I've seen this, like these reels and I guess TikToks. I haven't been on TikTok, but mainly reels of this trend in prison where they'll like they'll choke somebody out, right? And to like take their manhood, they'll kiss their butthole.
To taint their manhood.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're like, I guess they're in prison, so they're
dominance.
So instead of like, penetrating, they're just like, "Mwah, you're my bitch now."
Wow.
That's pretty.
Yeah, don't get choked out in prison then.
Don't go.
Yeah, don't go to prison.
Make
And
the
if
correct
you do,
decisions.
practice your EBI overtime rounds.
Yep.
I can't be going to prison. I look too much with a shaved face. I look too much like a girl.
Yeah, you are very pretty.
Thank you. Man, it's like in prison, I'll take 1, 2. You're telling me fucking a group of dudes? Ah, fuck. I'm fucked.
I guess your first initial attack would have to be very devastating. Like,
I have to kill them.
Like there has to be a lot of blood or something. Yeah, probably.
I have to kill them.
Kill the first one, so the other ones are like, fuck. Like, all right.
I don't know how prison works. Will they respect you for that, or will they be like, "Yo, he killed Jeffrey. Let's go. We gotta get this motherfucker. Let's go kiss his butthole."
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people that attack in groups don't want controversy. Like they want somebody to just give up. So if I don't have any experience, but can't give up. Fight to the death.
I'll keep that in mind.
I've convinced myself if I go to prison, I'm probably gonna die in prison. It's like I'm just gonna try to kill the person, and then I'm gonna get shanked. And
What's crazy is that people go in for like 6 months or something, and they get in fights and shit. They add on like 10 years from killing people, or like it's like you gotta survive in there. And the court system, they don't care. They don't care what you have to do in there to survive.
Yeah, I knew a dude who was supposed to do like 2 years at 20. And then he went in and he didn't get out until he was like 32, 33.
That's crazy.
His sentence just kept getting extended and extended for bad behavior. Yeah.
You gotta make it, bro. You gotta survive in there. It's a jungle.
Apparently. Hopefully I never find out.
If someone's in prison, they've been in prison forever, and they go bang the dude in there. Because it's like in America, I think you're more likely to get like there's higher rapes against men than there are against women in America due to the prison system.
Yeah.
Is it gay to bang a dude in prison?
It's gay no matter
Yes.
what circumstance it is.
Yes.
I mean, I agree.
It's the definition of gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you think you're like telling yourself it's a man's
dominant
It's a
butthole.
man's butthole.
If you look a little bit lower than the butthole, there's balls.
Yeah, a couple inches away.
That's
You're
like
not wrong.
there's some guys that bang transgender like dude ladies, and they're like oh, it's a chick. I'm like, brother,
It ain't a
you
chick.
can wear all the dresses and skirts you want. There's testicles under there. There's a ween,
No comment.
right? You
This is getting controversial.
Jesus. Craig just did a podcast with some lady boy. Oh, did you see how he woke up Seth on his birthday?
That was hilarious.
That was so funny, man.
and those were all men in there.
I think so.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly,
I think
right?
so. Well, definitely a few of them were clearly men. The other ones, you're like, all right, you could pass a little bit, I guess. But he comes into Seth's room, blasting the 50 Cent song "Many Men." Many men.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
it
pretty
was
funny.
hilarious. That video went viral. Pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
You ever
So
been to Thailand?
I've never been to Thailand.
Have you?
No, I don't like traveling too far.
No? Oh, I'm gonna go in December. I'm doing Aiga.
Oh, Aiga. It's in
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on team B squared, or B team squared, I guess. So it's gonna be like me, Robert Daigle, Declan. I think Roman might be coming with us. I'm not sure.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's a good team.
Nick Mattia.
Oh,
Nick,
okay,
sick.
yeah.
Nick's a good team. That's a tough team.
Nick's tough.
Yeah,
So who are the other? Do you know who's entering? That's for the qualifiers, right?
I'm letting Diggle handle it. I don't know what's going on. He just asked me to do 76 kilos, and I said, hell yeah.
Fuck, sick.
Yeah, good team.
Also, if any brands out there are looking to get some representation at a massive tournament, it's $1 million tournament, $1 million US, not $1 million baht. So it's going to be a big deal. If anyone's looking to get some representation, hit me up at Lock and Strangle. Maybe we could work something out.
Sick.
That's
sick.
an awesome name, Lock and Strangle.
Thank you.
Yeah, how'd you come up with that?
That's what he does.
I just kept triangling motherfuckers. So
What is your favorite submission?
triangle.
Is it triangle? You
Yeah.
have a sick triangle.
I'm going to do an instructional in the next month. I start filming in the next few weeks. That'll either be on Fanatics or on my Patreon. I'm probably going to give it to Fanatics, but I haven't quite decided yet.
Sick, sick. And that's going to be a triangle DVD?
Yeah, completely on triangles. Like, white belts will benefit from it. Black belts will benefit from it. Just how to do a proper triangle. I'm going to focus on frontal. I'm also going to have some rear triangles, some Yoko stuff in there as well. But the main focus is going to be how the triangle fits into a well-balanced game off of guard retention, offensive dominant position. We're going to cover a little bit of everything.
I mean,
Do you play close guard in no-gi?
No, not no gi. In the gi, I was a big close guard player. But
How are you acquiring your triangles then if it's not from close guard?
So there's like a couple dynamics that you can shoot a triangle in from your guard. So if you're able to like asymmetrically grip up on an opponent from seated guard, if you're able to get the ball rolling first, you get them off balance. It's very easy to pull people's elbows across their center line, and then when they go to adjust, you can shoot triangles. So that's like from an offensive perspective, but as well from guard retention. Because when you retain your guard, essentially your goal is to make contact with your partner with your frame, so that's your knee and shin, and then eventually you're trying to build up to the fronts of your feet so you can square up. But you can use those anchors off of guard retention to kind of rotate your body and shoot triangles. I do that quite a bit. So there's defensive applications, there's offensive applications, and then there's dominant position, right? You can triangle people from mount, you can triangle people from the back, top side. That's generally how I do it.
You probably have the best triangle, like frontal triangle attacks on the team. At least you go for it the most, for sure. Like you have very good triangle attacks. I don't think any of us really attack triangles that often. Craig has some decent triangle attacks.
Craig's got a fucking good triangle.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
I actually like never even expected to be able to triangle people from half guard. It's not something I ever did until I saw Craig do it, and now it's probably my highest percentage.
Really,
triangle
I was
setup.
literally just gonna say. I feel like you
From bottom half guard?
Bottom half, yeah.
I feel like in 77, you or at least on the team, you have the closest game to Craig's. Like you play a lot of half guard, knee shield half guard, butterfly half guard into triangle situations, into armbar situations. I feel like. Would you agree or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched a lot of Craig, like back when you guys were in New York and everything. When he first came on the scene, I've been a big Craig fan for a while.
Yeah, I remember. I think it must have been East Coast Trials that's when I first. I think started noticing you because Craig was saying that you were doing something different, like talking about false reap applications and stuff like that. And yeah, that's when I first noticed false reap. I think in general, I saw Pato might have hit it before you against Cisneros and stuff like that.
He did. That's where I saw it first.
Okay, yeah. So I saw it first there, but still, at the time, I thought it was kind of like. Oh, you just made a dumb decision. But then when I saw you actively going for it, I was like, all right, there's something different here that you're playing around. I should at least, if not do it, at least understand the position first.
Yeah, I think the Pato one was a little strange because in my instructional, I outlined like 6 different situations that can happen off of the false reap. And one of the lowest percentage situations is the misdirectional. Like when you go for the false reap, they kick their leg straight and they try and turn out, and that's when you're supposed to give the knee bar response. Exactly. Yeah. And your own forearm acts as like an extension of the fulcrum on your hip, and it gets super tight super fast. So it's kind of interesting that the first major false reap was like the lowest percentage reaction, but like Pato capitalized so clean. And then yeah, from there I tried playing with the knee bar. I couldn't make it work. But then when I started going for like inside heel hook from saddle, then I started getting that misdirectional reaction. Mm-hmm. But yeah, all of that stuff's in my my first instructional, also on Fanatics. Check it out.
Yeah, that misdirectional, you can't force that reaction, right? They have to be trying to like reattack a bolo or something like that forces them to turn back into you. Yeah. I remember when I first saw that misdirectional attack, I think that was with Philippe against Gordon.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I really saw it. And even then, I was like, I don't think this is that effective. And then, yeah, hit it on Gordon.
Twice.
Maybe twice. Yeah. The first one was at that Studio 540, and then did it again at ADCC. And then I was convinced. I was like, okay, this is a real attack.
Super high risk. But yeah, it is a real attack.
Right? I feel like it's fucking risky because you have to go through like a knee bar situation or back into the heel hook attack. I think it's a little bit easier if it's not from a false sweep. It's like that was from a cross ashi. But like if you keep an Achilles grip, then I think it doesn't really work at all. But it's when you're attacking that heel hook that they can start misdirecting, and it's like shit. It's a pretty decent attack after that. Now, what else is going on, guys? So you have possibly some matches, but then West Coast Trials.
West Coast Trials, the only thing set in stone.
Okay, and then you have in a week fighting whatever his face is.
Victor
Hugo,
Hugo, and then I'll
after that?
probably be on UFC Fight Pass FPI 6.
Who are you fighting? Are you allowed to say or not yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Those events are so cool.
I love competing for UFC. It's like you get your own locker room. You got. It's just the media you get from it is awesome. Production is
great exposure.
Great exposure.
Great
yeah.
exposure.
Even just as a spectator. Shout out to you guys for getting me in last time. That was like, you can't even buy tickets.
Yeah.
Oh really?
No,
Yeah.
no, like,
Oh wow, I had no idea.
bro, like the place is just full of superstars. It's like invite only for the audience. It's
Oh wow,
cool.
I didn't even know that. Yeah,
You didn't notice? You're too focused on the matches.
I was locked in.
Yes,
well,
sir.
I didn't know that, like, because the week that we went for those guys' competitions, I was training MMA with a bunch of the guys, and they were all saying that, like, and they're like UFC fighters, like, oh yeah, we're gonna be there. I was like, oh shit, sick. I didn't realize you guys were interested in like the grappling. But then I guess all the UFC fighters and like stars
The
went
fangirl
to
out.
fucking.
I was buying tacos right behind Mayrob, and I was like,
I know him. I saw him on TV before.
it's so cool. Yeah, man. Like I don't like fanboy that often, but like for some reason UFC athletes get me. I just think they're so cool, bro. I met Matt
fucking
Hughes
sick.
at Nogi Pans, but like I didn't even want to ask him for a picture. I was just like, hey man, amazing career. Thank you so much. You're one of the reasons I got into this, which he was. Like I got into jiu-jitsu like just around the Matt Hughes transition into the St. Pierre era.
St. Pierre era. That was crazy. When I first saw George St. Pierre was at Henzo's, and I was like, that's crazy. This is nuts. Like John's fucking like having him do a move on me or something. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's
Super
crazy.
nice guy.
Oh, dude, yeah. Super
Very
dope,
cool.
dude. Yeah.
Fellow Canadian. I met him briefly in Montreal, and I've seen him around. He was commentating at that Fight Pass, I believe.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Yeah. It was so funny. After the UFC event, we went out, and then freaking it was like George St. Pierre, Jake Shields, and Gordon and Muragali were like
All came to the same club as us.
Yeah.
It was Sunday night. There's like one club open in Vegas.
yeah. It was just
It's a little awkward.
so awkward.
Right.
So awkward. Yeah.
Dude, that night I went from $200 to $1,400 playing craps.
Oh hell yeah!
Good
That's
come up.
insane.
Do you gamble every time you go to Vegas?
Most times. Not every
But
time.
usually most times you're in Vegas to make money anyway.
to make money
Yeah.
in multiple ways.
There's multiple streams of income. Craps, winning
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu matches,
There you go.
sponsorships. You're killing it.
Yeah, I like gambling though. I like crap specifically.
How come?
I feel like it's the only game where because you roll the dice, you're in control.
Like you can use your
Yeah.
biceps in that one.
Like,
you
bro,
know?
hypothetically, if you roll the dice the same exact way every time, you should get the same result.
Right? I don't know.
The same amount of power, the same, I
There's
don't know.
definitely got to be a technique element to it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I haven't.
I do
I'm
not
just gassing
think
them
so.
up. I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know.
What starts changing is when there's a bunch of different different piles of chips on the board. Then you have to work around those elements to get your number.
Yeah, I've never won gambling. Like overall, I've never won. It's like so when we went to Vegas, we played the one time I was down. You played a second time, you were up. And then before we're about to hit the airport, he's like, "You want to play craps?" I was like, "Fuck it, okay." And I think I went up like maybe like $100 or $200, but I was still down for.
You're still in the red.
Yeah. So I was like, I fucking hate this thing.
That's how gambling be.
I fucking hate it.
Like maybe day before comp, I gambled. I lost like $300 in 3 minutes, and then
Fuck this.
yeah, I was like, "I'm going home." And
Bro. so there's a craps table. He goes to play craps, and then he loses like that $300 or something. And then I was like, we're walking, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'll play blackjack. I'll only play with like $100 or $200. And then I go to play. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna take some money out of the ATM. I lose. By the time he comes back, I'm like, I'm done. He's like, you're done. I was like, bro, I fucking hate this.
It goes fast.
Yeah.
As long as you properly bankroll yourself, you can gamble safely. Like if you go in with an amount of money you're willing and expecting to lose, then it's fine. Like I've gambled 3 times in my life and I'm in the black. I've never lost. I've never lost money. Like I've been up like a bunch of money and then got taken back down, but still earned.
Positive.
Yeah, man. Like one time, I always go to the Golden Nugget as well because I'm trying to play like $5 hands, $10 hands, not like $40 hands in blackjack. And it's great, man. Like the value, you go there, if you play for long enough, they start comping you drinks. I got like 18 free drinks, 4 hours of entertainment, and made like $200. It's nothing crazy, but like
it's fun, and you made money for fun.
Making money on your entertainment is pretty cool.
Fair.
It is fun. I have a family. A lot of my family's. Some of my family's addicted to gambling. Like my my dad's mom was a fully like a gambling addict. Like she worked at Bally's Casino in Atlantic City, and she'll spend every check every week like at the casino.
Dang.
Yeah.
So gambling runs in my family, but we didn't know.
Is it on your Asian side?
No, actually, it's on my Jamaican side. Yeah, my Asian side is actually very good with money. My Jamaican side, not so much. And we didn't know that my grandfather had a gambling addiction until after he passed away, and he had no money. Oh, yeah. But he had like a multi-7-figure business. He would fix boilers in the city. Yeah, so we didn't realize, like, we knew that he would gamble. Like he was the type to get like comped rooms in Vegas, so he would fly to Vegas for the weekend or whatever, come back or whatever. And he just gambled fucking his money away, so there was nothing left. Yeah,
Lots of people do it.
It's crazy. I was like, how? That's insane. And then addiction runs in my Jamaican side of my family, but we didn't realize that gambling was part of that, because like he was also I'm sure he's like an alcoholic too and stuff like that. It runs in my family, but fuck, gambling's a crazy one,
man. Yeah, I can see how people can like fall victim to gambling, but it's never done it for me. Like, yeah, I've never felt the urge to go over my bankroll. Like, I guess I've never lost, so maybe I don't have a full picture of how it goes down. But
it's the dopamine hit you get from winning even a little bit.
Yeah,
and the hope, you're like, fuck, if I just got $500, I could double it right now if I hit this number.
Yeah. So we went gambling with my friends. This is when I was in Philly, and I played poker. My 2 friends played blackjack, and my 2 friends, one left positive, the other one didn't lose anything, but was sick to his stomach because he was up like $1,400 and then kept playing, ended up losing it, in blackjack.
Gotta know when to fold it.
Dude, he was like, I feel sick right now. I could have just fucking left, man.
Yep, could have left.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in Vegas as athletes. Like, there's so many events there. I've probably been, like, last year, I think I went to Vegas like 3 times.
Vegas is fun.
Wow,
There's always something going on there. It's like, it looks like a movie every time you pull up, right? The strip is always lit up and whatnot. Oh, you could wake up at 4 a.m. and go get pho if you want to.
Yeah, the food
That's
scene
what
in
people
Vegas.
go there for.
I actually had pho at 4 a.m. Yeah.
Bro, no, you texted me.
Yeah.
You texted me at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. You're like, yo, you want to get pho? I'm like, no. It's fucking 3 a.m.
I'm trying to sleep.
That's what you just won, I think.
Yeah, because you guys were at the club with like, GSP and whatnot. And I went with my buddy to smoke a cigar and gamble a little bit. And I was like, 4 a.m., pho spot's still open. Let's get some soup.
Just hit me up next time. I was still prowling around at 4 a.m. for sure.
We'll do, bud. We'll do.
I love some pho. Yeah, the food scene in Vegas is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So good. Open all night. I love it.
Yeah, it's like a big playground for adults.
For D-gens.
Yeah, for that too. I heard
It's true.
I heard that that Dana he's not allowed to gamble at like certain casinos in Vegas.
Wins too much, probably.
Yeah, apparently. I think they call them advantage players.
That's just ridiculous that they can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows the game so well. They're like, oh, you can't come here. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Imagine you could do that with jiu-jitsu matches, just like kick people out of like the ability
you're
to
too
compete
good.
against you.
I would
Be
love
like, nah,
that.
he knows too much.
Yeah, you're not allowed to compete here.
He knows leg locks. I'm not gonna grapple him. Get him out of here.
Fuck. Yeah, gambling, not my forte. Not a fan. Fun time every now and then, though.
You want to wrap this up? It's been an hour.
You sure?
All right, sure. All right, guys, thanks for watching the Simple Man podcast. If you guys watched to the end, what emoji should they leave?
Eggplant.
Eggplant emoji. You heard it from Kieran. If you watched to the end, leave that emoji in the comments. Guys, if you're interested in supporting the podcast, make sure that you purchase massive supplements. Use code SimpleMan for 15% off.
Buy the merch.
Buy the merch as well. Buy our t-shirts. All right. And if you're interested in sponsoring the podcast, you can DM us on Instagram. I'm Damien.
Nicky Rod.
Kieran Kichuk.
You've been simplified.
See you later.